Guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kate, and today I am doing the Nope book trope book tag. This was created by Zoe at Zoe's All Booked, and I saw Jesse do this a while ago, so I'm just missing the bandwagon and just joining in. Anyways, so let's first address the elephant in the room. I'm not where I used to be. I am now in a new apartment. I moved out of my house and now I'm here. So it's very exciting. Although I don't have any bookshelves. You don't want to look at my book mess over there. I don't even have all my books yet. And my mom's bringing the rest of my books up this weekend. So, okay. I might do like a bookshelf organization thing when I get bookshelves, and that'll be a lot of fun. But we'll get there when we get there. Let's just get on to the book tag with this being my first video in this new space. Alright, so here we go. The first question is eavesdropping with miscommunication. Name a book you heard great things about and expected to love but ended up hating. And that is going to be a book that I constantly hate on because of a lot of things. One I loved, one of her novels is one of my all-time favorite novels, and then I read this and I was just like, this is bad. This isn't even good. And that's Murder on the Orient Express. I love And Then There Were None. I think it's genius. I think it's just, I'm not going to deny there is some racist comments in there because of the time, and Agatha Christie tends to like to add racist things. But I think the twist and the setup and everything that happens in Then There Were None was very, very clever. And honestly, if you have retellings of Then There Were None that you think are good, please tell me. Hit me up. I want to read them because I loved it. And then I read Murder on the Orient Express, which is her other equally as famous, if not more famous, novel. And it was not good. It's not clever. It's not smart. The ending made me pissed. I was just numb when I first read it, but now I'm mad. When I think back on that ending specifically, I'm just mad at everything in that book. Half the book is character introductions, but which is fine, but it's like 300 something pages, so you have 100 something pages. You don't have a lot of room to wiggle around, kind of. But yeah, half the book is character introductions. All of the deductions that Poirot makes are stereotypes for different nationalities. I think I finally found out the words. I was using racist. I think that racist is the wrong term. I think the correct term is xenophobic. I'm pretty sure I'm going to start using xenophobic to describe this book more often, because there would be deductions of so the guy died by stabbing, and they'd be like, oh, a British person could never do this because British people don't stab you when you die. I'm like, this is happening after Jack the Ripper. Okay, whatever. It was like Italian had to have done this because Italian people, they stab people when they kill them. And I'm just like, there is no factual evidence to that. That's just a deduction based off of stereotypes. And the woman couldn't have done this because it was just so bad. Like, I hated Poirot. For another thing, I hated Poirot. Poirot's not a likable character. Unlike Sherlock Holmes, because he's a clear copycat of Sherlock Holmes, obviously. He's kind of in the same vein. Like, yeah, Poirot is a lot similar to Sherlock Holmes. It's very evident when you read the other novels that have, what's his face? I don't know. I forgot his name. I read the first novel and that has it. But Sherlock Holmes has the leg up with the fact that it's narrated by John Watson, and although Sherlock Holmes can be a very unlikable character, we are looking through the eyes of John Watson, who is a likable character, who likes Sherlock Holmes. So he paints Sherlock Holmes in this kind of way of, yeah, we understand that there's some things that Sherlock Holmes does that are questionable sometimes, but we are seeing it through John, so John is kind of telling all about this and making it better. Poirot doesn't have that. Poirot is, depending on the novel, sometimes it's told through his companion's viewpoint, and then other points it's third person. I forgot what Murder on the Orient Express was. It wasn't told through his companions, who is a clear copycat of John Watson. Yeah, I liked the first novel better because I found his companion hilarious and kind of incompetent, and I just loved it. Was just so funny. He was funny. I enjoyed him. I don't enjoy Poirot. I think that's just it. I think I just hate Poirot, to be honest. And that put me off reading Agatha Christie for a long, long, long time. Alright, let's just move on. Love Triangle. Name a series where you can't pick your favorite book. I'm going to say this is Rick Riordan. It's not Percy Jackson. It's not Heroes of Olympus. Because I have clear favorites that I'm like, I like this book because of different things. For Percy Jackson, I love a good kidnapping story, so Titan's Curse is my favorite. And I need to reread Heroes of Olympus, but it's between Mark of Athena and House of Hades. But I'm going to choose the Kane Chronicles, which I think is a very underrated series. The first book being The Red Pyramid, the second book being Throne of Fire, third book being The Serpent's Shadow. I cannot pick a favorite. I love all three. I think all three are very good, and I just think you should read them. Especially if you enjoy Egyptian mythology. I think Rick Riordan did a very good job for his first series, not being Percy Jackson, anything to do with Percy Jackson. Yeah, I think he did a great job. First, middle grade, he had adult books, but we haven't talked about those yet. Alright, anyways, Kane Chronicles, read it, very good. Alright, number 3 is Not Like Other Girls / Didn't Know I'm Beautiful. Name a book that has a pretty cover, but was boring. Oh my goodness, I chose The Lovely Bones. I don't even remember who it's by. I love the cover for it. I think it's gorgeous, and its simplicity. I did not like this book. It was not very good. My personal opinion. It's about a girl who gets murdered, and we're kind of experiencing what her family's going through and her feelings while she's in heaven. Her looking down at her family and everything. And then kind of trying to figure out who murdered her family, trying to figure out who murdered her. That's kind of a back burner to everything. But it's not great. I was bored. I love the cover, but I was bored the entire time I read it. We'll not be watching the movie because I was not a fan. All right, let's just move on. All-consuming love. Name a book that gave you a book hangover. I am going to say Mark of Athena for this one because I remember when I first read Mark of Athena, I read it quickly. I was like, I want to get to the end because I was loving it. I was loving every second of it. I was loving the whole story. And then like the ending, I was so mad at Rick Riordan because then I had to wait. I read Mark of Athena when it first came out. I had to wait a whole year for House of Hades to come out. And I was just, I remember having such a book hangover because of it. It's something I love Mark of Athena. It's such a good book. That's when I was like, oh, okay, maybe the series will get better. And then House of Hades was good. I like House of Hades. Although I don't remember, like, absolutely loving House of Hades. I mainly read House of Hades. Like, I just wanted half of House of Hades. And if you know, you know. But I've reread House of Hades now. And with, like, the full knowledge of what happens. And I really do enjoy that a lot better. More than I did. And then Blood of Olympus happened. I'm not the biggest fan of Blood of Olympus, but it's okay, I guess. And then next question is, name a book that took you a while to get into, but you ended up loving. I'm going to choose Atlantis by Brandon Sanderson. This is my first fantasy novel I've read by Percy Jackson. Oh, I need to stop talking about Percy. Okay. By Brandon Sanderson. This took me a while because one of the perspectives I was not sure about. It's Hrathen. Yeah, Hrathen, who's the priest in this book. I wasn't sure I was going to really enjoy anything he brought to the table. It took me a while just because so Brandon Sanderson tends to he's great about world building, so everything's really kind of slow, and I wasn't sure about the religious aspects. I'm a religious person myself. Wasn't sure about the religious aspects if I was going to be able to enjoy this novel because of my religion, but I ended up enjoying it. I love this book. Why people don't talk about this book more is beyond me. I don't know. Maybe it is the religion aspect that put people off of this book. I know religion can be a sore spot for people, and I can fully understand if the religious aspects of this novel put you off, or if your religion, if it put you off more because of your religion, that you weren't sure about Atlantis. But I loved it. I think it's very good. And if this is underrated and people don't talk much about this, there's only good things coming for me, to be honest. So, alright. And the last question is, tell us your favorite or least favorite trope. I don't like insta-love. Insta-love, I like slow burn. I like building up to love. I don't like seeing somebody and be like, I love them. Yeah, that's not something I'm a big fan of. I like backstory. I like I'm a big fan of slow burn. My favorite trope, I like kidnapping stories. I do. I like the damsel in distress or dude in, what would you call it? Like a male. We're just gonna call him a damsel as well. 2020, we'll just call him damsel in distress as well. Yeah, I really enjoy that. That's my kind of thing. Yeah, and like the hero having to save him. I think that a lot of people have moved on from that now in 2020, but I really do enjoy it. And when it shows up, I like it. I like it a lot. In fantasy, sci-fi, things like that, I not like real life. I don't want real life kidnapping. I like it in my fantasy and sci-fi, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Fantasy, sci-fi, maybe horror, depending on the situation, like maybe an apocalypse, apocalyptic situation. Who knows? I do enjoy it. So yeah, and that has been the Nope Trope book tag. This was a fun book tag, and this is my first video back since I've moved. So